David Hale has placed a double bull blind in the edge of the woods near a small field, and turkeys are roosted close by.
There he was. He ain't too far off. That turkey's pretty close. I hear a hen clucking right out here. There's a hen behind the tent right here. I hear her clucking.
A hen is clucking, a squirrel is barking, and a gobbler is gobbling. What a wonderful early spring morning.
Yeah, there's a hen standing out here. Sounds like some more coming up the field down here, coming up the edge of the woods. If they can get to where they can see that decoy, they're gonna be here.
David has placed Pretty Boy in a position where any turkey close by can see him.
Two big toms. And some hens coming right around us. He's gonna go right to the decoy.
Using his Matthews switchback bow and Knight and Hale's steady ready, David will wait for the proper shot as this tom struts around Pretty Boy. Decoy and the real tom look so much alike that David will have to be careful not to shoot the decoy.
Yes, can you believe that? He was going around and around, and then went and got it, falls down right there. I saw him. He just saw the last little quiver of his tail right there. He's laying right below that ridge. He's right there close. That turkey ain't going far. He's hurt bad. You know what? That's something that way that they just left the hens and came right to that decoy. I can't believe that. Went around and around that decoy. Finally got a broadside shot, which I'd like to see. is. He's laying there dead. That might be the single deadliest decoy I've ever seen in my life. That's a realistic. Fact is, when he was going around and around that decoy, I wasn't even sure which one to shoot at. That's something. Y'all for turkey laying right here. Two-year-old, pretty pencil-looking beard. But he was a dominant gobbler for the two. Got about a 3/4 inch spur. Oh man, he'll weigh 25 pounds if he weighs a pound. That's a big turkey. And he did his job. Now this is the guy right here that's doing the job. I have never in my life. That's a magnet. They're coming to this. Now, what we tried to do this morning, what I tried to do, I heard the turkeys gobbling out there. I already had this blind set up. I knew they was roosting in the area. Been hearing them for 3 or 4 days here. I figured if they could ever get to where they could see the decoy, they'd come here. And sure enough, called just a little bit, might have helped, might not have helped, I'm not sure, but the hens came this way. Next thing you know, the gobblers followed. But when they got up there, on top of the hill, they stood there and looked a little bit. The gobblers left the hens and came right for the decoy. That is something else. That looks real. In fact is, that ought to be illegal. That thing right there is so deadly. Unbelievable. Well, one of the most unique things about this whole decoy setup to me is being able to create your own fan. Kill your own turkey, take the fan off, prepare it, and put it on this decoy. And that's just really, really unique. But one thing we want to emphasize is the safety of this deal. Now, this looks so much like a turkey that 30 yards, it looks pretty much like a turkey.
It looks just like a turkey, especially set out in the opening like that. And you know, especially when you got a little wind blowing. When the wind's blowing a little, this turkey moves a little.
It's on one stake.
It's on one stake, and I tell you what, it's got movement to it, and it makes it more realistic.
So we got to be a little bit concerned about where you use it, but as long as you're aware of your surroundings, you hear somebody calling off the background, get up and move, get up and do something.
Let people know that you're there.
That you're there. And then, of course, the other thing I want to talk about is a mounted turkey can work good, but it can get tore up so easy. This joker right here has been kicked, run over, beat up. This is the prototype. This is our original deal this year, and I'll bet you that there's been 20 turkeys on top of it, spurring and kicking.
Well, not only that, Dave, we've had probably 30 or 40 days actually out in the field with this decoy.
Toting back
and forth, dragging him around, putting him out, turning him over. Turkeys, like you say, knocking him over, pecking him on the eyes and head. You know, just, it's very durable. That's what it is. It's made out of something that's very durable.
Well, you know, the one thing another thing that's nice about it is you've got a little hen here that's durable, and you don't have to have her on a stake. You just set her out there with a rock up in her, and with the combination of her being painted right and this looking like a gobbler, that is about as deadly as it's going to get. And I hate to tell folks about what kind of results you're going to get, because you're going to be amazed at your chances of being increased.
I don't know if you hate to tell them or not. You fix and tell them, because we've got plenty of footage this year of gobblers coming to this decoy and the hen, just one gobbler after another. I'll tell you what it did. It made a very unusual and different season for me that I really enjoyed.
I'm going to have to give it a 5-star commendation.
That was so much fun to hunt over this year.